Hey, good morning, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Behind the Mic with me, Mike Avery, here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio. So glad to have you along with us this morning once again as I get ready to record this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show. I will tell you who's coming up on the show here shortly, but first let's shoot the breeze a little bit. Let's see what's going on in your world as we kick off this new year 2024. Hello, Dean. How are you over on Instagram? Nice to have you along with us. Oh, hey, Bruce, good morning. Thanks for joining me on this edition of Behind the Mic. Always a pleasure. Mike, how are things in Arizona? Nice and warm, I hope. Johnny Bowler, my good friend. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Cliff. Brent, another good friend of mine. Good morning. Tim, another good friend of mine. I got a lot of friends. I'm a very blessed man. I have a lot of... They say you want to surround yourself with good people. Well, I have really tried to surround myself with good people. Mad Jack, how are things over on YouTube? Thanks for joining us. Hello, Craig. Buddy of mine got 50. Oh, I wanted to see this. 15 walleye, 3 perch on Lake St. Clair last week. I was wondering how your trip went. Justin, good morning, buddy. How are you? Eli, appreciate you being along with us. Robert, Josh Mapes. Let's check over on Instagram, see who's along with us. Gus, Pizza Stamps. Good morning, Gus. How are you? Steve Taggett. Did I pranify those? Mike Galt. Hey, Mike. How are you? Nice to have you along with us. Mike, I've had on the Angler Quest podcast before. Interesting things going on at Angler Quest. Mike, stay tuned for details on that. Did I get, I've been talking, Tim, to the folks at StreamYard, my streaming platform, and I am going to try a little experiment tonight to see if we can get it figured out. So to answer your question, I'm working on it. Paul, good morning. Hey, Cap, how are you? Great state of Texas. What are you doing down there? Dennis, Happy New Year to you. Hello, Paul. How are things in Florida? Robert checking in from the Eastern UP. Ray's along with us on Instagram as well. This whole concept of being live to Instagram is something new. Hey, Tim Binns, how is the audio this morning? You're my audio... You're the guy I check my audio with. I'm going to pull it up on Facebook right now and get a listen to it and see. You're my audio. Oh, no, that sounds good. Perfect. Excellent. Saw the tag soup, but did you know that Oakland, Wayne, and Macomb County offer a bow season? I didn't till you let me know, but I will not be hunting down there. So for them, my season's over. I am Green Garden. Hello, how are things over on Instagram for you this morning? Wolves in Sheboygan County. I don't believe it, John. I'd like you to prove me wrong. I don't believe it, but please prove me wrong. Elliot, good morning. How are you? Johnny Bowler says, Mike, everything about you is perfect. Well, that's not exactly what he said. I took it to the next level. Johnny, I apologize for that. Johnny, I'm going to be bear hunting with you this year. You have pictures, please. Let's see them. I would love to have somebody prove we have wolves in the northern lower. Please send them to me, John, if you don't mind. Email address is mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. In fact, that's always how you can get in touch with me. Send me an email to mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. All right, so what's going on in my world? Well, I never did get a doe. Oh, you're visiting your son and grandkids. Excellent. Have a good trip. Heard rumor of wolf sighting in Tawas. Don't believe it. I don't believe it. I believe there are rumors, Rick, but I don't believe there are wolves in Tawas. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that. Hey, Jake, how are things over on Instagram? Appreciate you being along with us on this edition of Behind the Mic. This is something I do every Wednesday morning here from the Outdoor Magazine radio studio as I prepare to record the show. I'll tell you who's coming up on that show shortly. First, I didn't get my doe. I mean, I am the world's worst hunter. I obviously I am. I mean, the Michigan deer season for me started October 1st. It ended January 1st, and I couldn't even shoot a doe. I mean, come on. I only had one shot at one doe the entire season. I held off because I felt she was right in the property line. And as I checked it out a few weeks later and actually walked over there, I could have shot her. So, but I didn't. The Big Welsh, good morning. How are you? Mike, how's the fishing down your direction? I'm sure this time of year it's excellent, if I remember right, my conversations with you. Good morning, Dave. Happy New Year to you as well. Paul says no good ice anywhere in Michigan. I don't know, Paul. Certainly in the lower, there's no good ice. How about my friends in the Yoop? Is there any ice at all in the Yoop right now? I was talking with Mark Torregrossa last night, in fact, and he said it's going to be kind of cold here for the next week or two, but beyond that, it doesn't look like it's going to be much of a winter. Martin, good morning. Mike jumped over to Facebook now, huh? We're catching some hammers. Mike didn't like it on Instagram, so he jumped over to Facebook. Little 240, Feather Nuts with us as well. Thanks for joining us on Instagram. Johnny says no ice he would get out on, Paul. Johnny Bowler, my guy in the UP, one of my guys in the UP, says no ice in the UP that he would go out on. Tim, good morning. Hey, Dan. Dan's in the UP. Any ice in your neck of the woods? John says, report came out this morning, 3% of ice coverage, lowest ever. Eli says, usually if the lakes don't freeze mid-December, we don't get ice in southeast Michigan. Jim, good morning. Hey, Jim, how are you doing, buddy? Nice to have you along with us. John says he's taking his granddaughter to Cabela's today. Oh, listen to this. Dan says there's actually 3 to 5 inches of ice in the central UP. I wasn't aware of that. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that. Ray says, check out my Instagram page. I caught 4 hog walleye in the lower Detroit last week, and I will do that. I will do that, Ray. Steve, good morning and Happy New Year to you. Will I be going to the fishing show in Novi? Yes. I will probably sneak down there on Thursday. I won't stick around long, but I'll be there. So, this weather's something else, isn't it? I mean, it just doesn't feel like wintertime. It's been cold here in my neck of the woods the last couple of days, kind of a damp, very uncomfortable cold, but really no snow, no ice. I'm really feeling bad for the people who depend on a good old-fashioned winter for much of their income. We haven't had a good old-fashioned winter in Michigan now, well, for quite a while. Eric Bowerman, thanks for joining us on Instagram. I appreciate it. Mike, my name is Mike Avery. This is Behind the Mic. Eli said we got freezing rain this morning. We had some freezing rain as well. Paul says makes him want to go up north and cut some wood. Justin says, where's all the snow? I don't know. Let's ask Torregrossa, who is now actually in Florida. He is repairing some hurricane damage to his house in Florida. Tim says, well, no deer this year. Looking forward to this coming bow season. Already you're thinking about bow season? Dan has an interest. Dan says he caught the show last week. He said he listened to the president of the UP Sportsman's Alliance. He said he can't believe he's still walking the line. Dan says wolves are 100% the problem. I'm sure Johnny would. Johnny, do you mean shutdowns? Maybe that's exactly what you mean. Good morning, Gene. How are things at Apex? Justin says, getting ready to get the rabbit dogs out. Speaking of that, then, this is a good transition. Eyes Guys Sport Fishing, good morning. Ruben, how have you been, buddy? Where have your pictures? I've been waiting to send me some more urban fishing pictures, Ruben. Captain Todd, good morning. Randy, good morning. All right, let me tell you who's on the Outdoor Magazine radio show this week. Did you get any tag stuck in your teeth from that soup? Listen, I don't pretend to be a good deer hunter at all. I think I'm a decent bear hunter. I think I'm a pretty good turkey hunter. I suck at deer hunting. Part of it is I don't take it that seriously. I deer hunt because it's part of our Michigan outdoor tradition. I don't deer hunt because I'm in love with it like I am bear hunting or turkey hunting or walleye fishing. So that might be part of the reason why I'm so bad at it. 3 weeks and 2 days, but who's counting? Hey, Ross? because of the Wolves. I get, hey, Steve, good morning. Thanks for everything you're doing at Trinity. Gene, the Pure Michigan Hunt drawing, I don't know if they set a date. It's something like January 19th, somewhere in there. I hope you win because I'm going to. Not my first year of tag soup. Johnny said he never filled his tags either, but it doesn't mean it doesn't. Okay. Brent, 272 days until the bow opener. Brent. Chuck checking in from Joburg. Jerry checking in from the Adirondacks. No snow in the Adirondacks. Tim says he did take that seriously. Let's check over on Instagram, see who's along with us. Walleyes and Whitetails along with us. Stangy BS. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Sorry, I have to jump back and forth. I did not put in for spring turkey yet. Robert says no ice in the eastern UP. Captain Todd says too many deer. Steve, interesting. Has anybody else noticed the bobcat population is out of control? The last 2 years, I've personally seen 8 different cats in Manistee County. There is no doubt the bobcat population has increased geographically. Their population is moving south, much as the bear population. The DNR biologists will say maybe we don't have that many more bears, but we certainly have bears moving further south. It is common to see bears in central Michigan now. We got a bear that wanders around near our lease property in the southwest part of Midland County. Erica, good morning from the Thumb. How are you? All right, so listen, here's who's coming up on this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show, which is why I'm in the studio. Outdoor Magazine, microphones, radio studio, official broadcast headphones. I'm in the radio studio, okay? We've established that. I'm here to record this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show. It's a 3-hour weekly show, the biggest outdoor radio show in the state. Is that a big deal? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, there aren't that many syndicated statewide outdoor radio shows in the country. Anyway, my first guest this week, Dave Thomas of Bowhunter Planet, bowhunterplanet.com. He's talking about, number one, the ATA show, the Archery Trade Association show, which used to be a big deal. I used to go down there every year, couldn't wait for it. Now I have no interest in going at all. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the state of archery today, the state of bow hunting today, the state of bow hunting gear today. Then Nick Bougie of the Michigan Wildlife Council and their Here for Generations campaign. I think those guys are doing a great job in promoting hunting and fishing and shooting and trapping here in the great state of Michigan. You out of here, John?
I'm just going across the hall.
Okay. But you're out of this studio.
I'm out of this studio.
It's Charlie today?
Yep.
All right. Thank you for setting everything up. Appreciate it. Let me jump over to Instagram here real quick and say hi. Skipper Burt, good morning. Rodney, good morning. God's Own Design, good morning. Kyle Crawford, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Jason checking in. Jason checking in from the Ford Dearborn truck plant. Mike Galt says they're Galt. Yeah, turkey numbers are down. Yes, Mike. In fact, we're seeing that across the country. Turkey numbers are down across the country, and the biologists are scratching their heads. They're trying to figure out why. Do your guys down there have any theories? Because up here, they're like, we don't know why it's down, but it's down across the country here in Michigan too. Craig, Hunting Time Expo in Grand Rapids is canceled for this year. Why is that, Craig? I wasn't aware of that. What are the factors behind that? Please let me know. Tell me more. Tell me more. Okay. Dave Thomas of Bowhunter Planet kicks off the show. Nick Bougie of the Michigan Wildlife Council. In hour number 2, a guy I have never met before in person, but I follow him online. His name is Jay Ball of Blue Jays Outdoors. He's been fishing the Grand River for steelhead out of his bass boat. I want to talk with him about that. He's also an avid spearer, pike spearer. I don't know if Jay's going to have ice to spear this year, but I'm fascinated by spearing. Robert says turkeys are exploding in the eastern UP. Justin, 272 days until bow season. Hey, Justin, I've been trying to get a hold of Nick. Are you in the office today? If so, can you reach out to Nick for me? He's scheduled to be on the show today. I have not heard back from him. If Nick is not available, Justin, are you? Another Justin says Tuscola County has a boatload of turkeys. Oh, Craig said they couldn't get permits for that big of a show. Huh. Kevin says he's seen more toms than hens the last 2 years. Going back to Instagram. Diane Broadworth with us. Good morning. Snow Devil. Snow Devil, what do you think of the lack of snow this year? Kind of frustrating for you so far. Either going to be Nick Green or Justin Tomei or somebody from MUCC will be joining me, I hope. Then this week's Ask Avery segment. The question is, Mike, what is the best hunt you've ever been on? I'll answer that. Not with one very simple. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Jordan Farmer is my guest in the third hour. Jordan is a very avid and expert and well-known houndsman here in Michigan. In fact, I had him on the show here. Was it just last year, a couple of years ago? He lost a dog in the Yoop due to wolves. I want to talk to him about hound hunting, about running hounds for bobcats, going back to bobcats. And, of course, we'll wrap it all up with wild game chef extraordinaire Dixie Dave Miner. Pick you for what, Johnny? Pick you for what, Johnny? Pick me. Traffic issues. Oh. The local government wanted them to pay to improve the roads around the Expo Center. Jeremy, good morning. How are you? Charlie Rood, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Tyler, what do you got here for us, Tyler? You've seen more turkeys in Midland and Gladwin counties this season than I have in past years. Johnny says he works with Jordan and they're the best. Gotcha, Justin. Johnny, how do you work with him? Do you work with him in a hunting world, or do you guys actually work together at the Road Commission? Dave, good morning. How are you, my friend? Oh, Johnny, pick me as your best hunt after this September. Justin, I got your let me send Justin, you're the man, okay? You're going to be my guy. I'm just sending a text off to Nick. Although I tried to get ahead of myself today, and I already did my promo. Which means I'm going to have to change it. Oh, well. Go back to Instagram for here a little bit. The Fall In is with us. Good morning, Glass Mike. Appreciate you folks joining us on this edition of Behind the Mic. Road Commission. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, Johnny. Good morning, Frankie. How are you? Can I Facebook message these pics to you? I can't attach them. John, I really want to see them. I'll go. The problem with Facebook messaging is then I can't share them. If you're going to give me permission to share those pictures, I really need you to email them to me. If you're just sending them to me to see and you don't want to share them, yes, Facebook message would be fine. But again, if you're going to let me share them, I really need them emailed. Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Good morning, Tim. Good morning, Chris. How are things in Kansas? He works out of the Manistee Garage. Okay. Happy New Year to you, Matt, and the family. All right, Johnny, have a good day. I don't think you'll be plowing snow today, will you? How much time, Mr. Charlie?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Well, 2 minutes until we start the recording of the Outdoor Magazine radio show. When we do that, I will switch from this microphone to this microphone. Steve, Happy New Year to you as well, buddy. I've got a lot of folks with us this morning on Instagram. I appreciate that very much. Or folks who have joined us. Appreciate that. Our audience on Facebook is always the biggest. You're late, Jerry. That's all right. Hey, Vance. How have you been? I've been thinking about you lately, Vance. And I don't know if it was because of the late elk season or what, but how are things in your world? Are you guys coming down for the Trinity dinner this year, Saturday, March 2nd? Love to see you there. Hey, Jen, how are you? Happy New Year to you, Doyle. What else is on my list? The calendar of things coming up here. On February 22nd, Amy Trotter of MUCC will join me for Wednesday Night Live. Saturday, March 2nd, is our big Trinity Monitor Wild Game Dinner. I'm doing a downstate church event on March 16th. We're going to do a Wednesday Night Live at the Lumberjack at the end of March. When did tickets go on sale for the Trinity Dinner? I should know this, but I don't. I mean, I know this. It's written down somewhere. I can't put my fingers on it right now. However, Paul, I will make it very obvious when those tickets will go on sale. I will make a big, big deal out of it.
15.
Oh, thank you, Vance. Excellent. All right, my friends, I got to get ready to go to work here. You can't really call it work. I get it. You can't really call it work.
1. Blast off.
Steve Wyndham.
Time now for Michigan's #1 outdoor radio show. Mike Avery's magazine. Mike Avery has cut
Ross, you're not going to be in Florida this year. You're going to be right up here with us. Don't try to pull that crap on me.
news today.
Nice try, buddy.
Outdoor magazine is brought to you by Jay's Sporting Goods, the Eider Insurance Group, and Pontoons, the Forward Corporation.
All right, Mike. Appreciate it. Thank you. You have a good day as well.
Credit Union. Offshore
Okay.
Tackle,
So
Garber
I'm not going to be able to talk with you directly anymore because this is coming up right now. But I will be back tonight at 7 o'clock for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Well, thank you, Ken Hunter, for that introduction, and welcome to another edition of the Outdoor Magazine radio show here on the Outdoor Magazine radio network on more than 30 radio stations across the great state of Michigan. And so glad to have you along with us this first show of the new year. Happy New Year to you. We're past the holidays now. You can take a big breath. The only thing really important going on in the world right now is the national championship. But beyond that, did you watch the Rose Bowl at your house? Boy, we did. There was a lot of yelling going on, a lot of cheering. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Anyway, because of a series of events, including the Rose Bowl and a trip to the west side of the state to visit my mom, life got in the way of my plans to make it out one more time to wrap up the Michigan deer season. And as a result, I never did shoot a deer this year, which is nothing new for me. But one of my goals for the year, was to shoot a big Michigan doe, and it didn't happen. I will admit I am probably the world's worst deer hunter. I mean, come on. My deer season started here in Michigan October 1st. It ended January 1st. And during that time, I couldn't even shoot a doe. I admit it. I get it. I mean, yeah, I'm not a very good deer hunter. I think part of it is because I don't take it that seriously. I didn't hunt smart this year, but I don't think I am invested enough in modern day deer hunting to get so serious about it that I'm going to change my casual hunting habits and patterns to increase my odds of success. Boy, that was really a convoluted answer, a convoluted statement, Avery. What I'm trying to say is I deer hunt because it's part of our Michigan outdoor heritage. I deer hunt because my family has deer hunted for generations. I'm not that hardcore about it. I'm not that intense about it. Not like I am bear hunting. I think I'm a pretty good bear hunter. Not like I am about turkey hunting. Well, I think I'm a pretty good turkey hunter. Or not like I am about walleye fishing. Yeah, I catch my fair share of walleye. But deer, I lost my passion for deer hunting a few years ago when all the infighting was going on here in our state regarding the mandatory antler point restrictions and the let them go, let them grow and all that stuff. And there is no doubt. If you let deer, common sense, right? If you let deer walk, a small buck walk, he's going to be a bigger buck next year. But the politics that surrounded that, the infighting that surrounded that, it just it took the edge away from my interest in deer hunting. So as a result, I still do it, and I love it when I'm out there in the stand or in a ground blind. I love it when my son James is out there and my grandkids are out there. It's wonderful. But am I passionate about it? Yeah. Am I good at it? No. I think I've proven that this year. I say I didn't hunt smart. Well, what do I mean? I mean, I hunted stands or blinds in marginal wind directions. I should have waited, some days to go in there. I should not have sat on those food plots as long as I did. I should have backed into the woods away from the food plots. I should have baited like all of our neighbors did. That would have brought some deer in. No, I'm just kidding. Kind of. Hey, what do you think of the weather so far this winter? Isn't this crazy? And is it really a winter? I'm feeling real bad for the people who rely on snow and cold and ice for a big part of their income, at least here downstate. I was talking to Michigan's meteorologist, Mark Torregrossa, last night, in fact. We were talking about a couple of other things, and of course, when you talk to Mark, you have to bring up the weather. He was saying Muskegon had the warmest December ever on record, ever. Grand Rapids had the least amount of snow in December ever since records were taken. In my neck of the woods, we've had a couple of days where there's been a little bit of snow on the ground, but it's melted by 10 o'clock in the morning. There's no ice to be seen anywhere where I live. Now, I realize the forecast is calling for some cooler temperatures coming up, but I guess the question at this point here, we're in the first week of January. Is there time for Mother Nature to catch up with the winters we have these days? If I was going back to the old days when we had, real hardcore cold, snowy winters, yeah, but and I don't want to buy into the whole concept of global warming. I don't pretend to know anything about it, but I don't like the premise behind it. But honestly, when you look around, we don't have winters in Michigan like we used to. Normally, I shouldn't say normally, until the past couple of years, this time of year, I was real excited because I'd be heading down to the Archery Trade Association show, the ATA show. This is a show that for many, many years helped kick off my new year. I couldn't wait to go to the ATA show. It was fun to get down there and see, the new archery products, the new bows, the new arrows, the new quivers, the new broadheads, all the new gear, and everybody in the archery world was at these shows. Not that I was into that so much, but if you wanted to see, the big names, the Waddells, the Lee and Tiffany's, and all those people were there. Not that that's what drew me to the show, that's for sure. But the last few years, I haven't gone down to it at all, and I don't feel like I've missed a thing. It used to be at the ATA show, all the new products were unveiled, but these days, companies are starting to unveil products online weeks ahead of time. There are very few companies at this point who haven't let the cat out of the bag of what they have new for the new year. I will be curious to see, though, where archery continues to evolve. In fact, coming up after the break, Dave Thomas of Bowhunter Planet is going to join me to talk more about that. Gear, technology, I guess it's true of all the outdoors. I mean, we'll take it over to fishing. This live scope technology that lets you see real time out to the front of the boat, for example. You can watch your bait drop through the water, and you can watch how the fish are reacting to your bait. You can watch the fish bite your bait. And I'm talking looking, 50 yards out in front of your boat. People say that's not fair. We've gone too far. Well, some people said the same thing about cellular trail cameras. Oh, we shouldn't be able to do that. We shouldn't be able to see what's going on in the woods when we're not there. We shouldn't be able to use crossbows because they shoot so fast. We shouldn't be able to use drones to recover deer. And in Michigan, you can't, which I think is kind of a shame, because I know down in Ohio where I hunt, they can use drones to help recover animals. Now, I think any tool that helps you recover an animal is a good tool. And like any tool, it can be misused. Can a crossbow be misused? I don't know. I suppose. People used to say, "Oh, it's a poacher's tool." Well, no. You're not gonna stick a crossbow out the window of a car in a truck in the middle of the night over a spotlight and try to shoot a deer. You would do that with a .22 mag. But nobody talks about .22 mags being poacher's tools, do they? Though I'm not going to the ATA show, I will be going down to the Ultimate Fishing Show in Detroit. I love to get down there and just say hi to people. What else? Coming up on the calendar here. February 21st, Wednesday, February 21st. Amy Trotter of MUCC will be joining me for the Wednesday Night Live. And then coming up Saturday, March 2nd, our big Trinity Monitor Wild Game Dinner. Looking forward to that. At the end of March, we're going to do another Wednesday Night Live at the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. Coming up on this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show after the break, as I say, Dave Thomas of Bowhunter Planet joins me to talk about archery today, gear today, what's new, what's hot, what's a good deal, what's a good value, what's not. Nick Bougie of the Michigan Wildlife Council will bring us up to date on the Here for Generations campaign. In our second hour, Jay Ball of Blue Jays Outdoors talks about steelhead fishing out of a bass boat on the Grand River. He'll talk about spearing and more. Then we'll check in with our friends from MUCC. This week's Ask Avery segment says, "Hey, Avery, what are the best hunts you've ever been on?" I'll talk about those. In our third hour, we're talking hounds and hunting with one of the best-known houndsmen in the state. His name is Jordan Farmer. And we will wrap it all up with wild game chef extraordinaire Dixie Dave Miner. My name is Mike Avery. This show is called Outdoor Magazine. My website is MikeAveryOutdoors.com, MikeAveryOutdoors.com. My email address is Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. I would love to hear from you. Do not hesitate to reach out for me. I want to hear what's on your mind. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Send me your pictures. If you have a kid in the picture in the outdoors, use the hashtag #ForwardFuelsTradition, and maybe you can win a $50 gift certificate from the folks at the Forward Corporation. More Outdoor Magazine after the break. All right, my friends. Thanks for joining me. Hey, Bill, I see you jumped in there. Give me a date, Bill. Give me a date. Paul, I do not have dates yet. It's either going to be the 20th or the 27th for the Lumberjack. All right, my friends, let me end the live over on Facebook, or I'm sorry, on Instagram. Thanks for joining me. See you tonight, 7 o'clock, for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. I will jump back to live stream and end the live stream here. Have a good day, my friends. Good morning, big fella. Bill, give me a date. Give me a date. All right, friends, have a good day. See you later.